All right, so I'm just a stupid dog, and I was in this debate with the man, and you know, I believe in God. The man believes in God, but I was like, sometimes I just feel like, I got such a raw deal. As a dog, I don't get to go to heaven. I don't get to go to paradise. I don't get to get resurrected. I have no heavenly hope. You see what I'm saying? It's a raw deal, The one good thing is God gave us all the gift that we don't give a damn, I don't even really care about all that, but it nags at me. I'm like, God bless, I mean, why can't I live forever, The man, he's an idiot. He's an oxygen deprivation moron. Yeah, somehow he gets to live forever, but me? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, me and the man got into it. And it was one of those things where sometimes you say something you really regret. You don't mean to say it, and you're trying to hurt the other person. I was trying to hurt the man. I was like, prove to me there's a God. Prove it. The man, he came out with something crazy about NASCAR and about the way NASCAR became almost as big as football, then it died down. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, the man. I don't get what you're talking about right there. You know what I'm saying? Then he started saying something about, if you look into the shell of an oyster, sometimes there's these pink or bluish hues, and that shows you the beauty that God designed into everything. I was like, what? No one even knows. You know what I'm saying? That's retarded. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry. That was not what I should have said. Anyways, then the man says, all right, here's the proof that there's a God. Whenever you go and you buy olives, I was like, I never buy olives. Man's like, but dog, you love venison, you love the finest cheeses, you love the best bourbon. And I looked at the man, I was like, you know what? When you give me a straight up shot of delicious, wonderful bourbon out of my stainless steel chalice dog bowl, you're right. I do. I'm a bourbon dog. I love the bourbon. And you're right. I love the finer things. I love the filet mignon. I love whatever it is. I love the finest cheeses. You can give me some Luxembourger cheese or some Focaccia cheese, and I'm going to, flip out. And also, I love sparrow meat. When you roast the whole sparrow, you pull the feathers off. Burn the feathers off. You burn the feathers off. The beak, the eyes, the head, everything. You roast it, it's like delicious. It's like a shrimp's tail. You know what I'm saying? When you cook a shrimp's tail just the right way, in the fat, you boil a shrimp for like 4, 5, 6 minutes in the fat, the peanut oil, and it floats up to the top. You pull it out, you let it soak down, you pat it with the paper towels, and you eat it. You're like, oh my God, that shrimp was so delicious. I'm gonna eat the shrimp's tail. That's what it's like eating a sparrow. It's like a big mouthful of shrimp's tail. I love it. I mean, like stupid dog, what can I say? But the man, when I said, dog, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. When you go to eat an olive, and the pits in the olive, that's the natural, normal way. It's delicious. It's better than anything you get. It could be a cheap olive. It could be a high-dollar olive. But when the pit's in it, that's the way you're supposed to eat the olive. Even though you got to crunch it, munch it, you got to pull it off with your teeth. You got to scrape it down. You got to spit the pit out on an ashtray or something, or a little saucer. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I know, because once you take the pit out, it loses half of its flavor. It loses half the joy of eating olive. It loses most of its nutrients that way. When you have an olive and you eat the olive with the pit in the olive, whether it's the Greek, it's been processed. And that's the thing. Humans ain't supposed to eat so much processed. Dogs shouldn't be eating that much processed. Listen, the man, I'm a stupid dog. I understand you shouldn't be eating so much processed. I'm looking at these things that come in these tubes, these plastic tubes that you're supposed to feed your dog. I'm like, that's processed. It's put together processed. It's shipped in a tube like a freaking sausage or a freaking, hot dog over here. That was the other thing the man said. This is how I know there's a God. One, when you eat an olive with a pit in it, it's 10 times better. Even if it's just, they didn't stuff it with pepperoncini, they didn't stuff it with mincemeat, they didn't stuff it with garlic, they didn't stuff it with pimento, they didn't stuff the olive with pimento. It's just a regular olive with a hole in it. It don't taste half as good as if you leave the pit in it. That's how I know there's a God. The other way I know there's a God is when you make a Hebrew National hot dog, there's a whole lot of grease. I boiled my Hebrew National in a pot. I look in the pot, there's like puddles, there's quakes, there's little seashells, there's little diamond-shaped coagulations of grease. How's that going to happen if it's, Hebrew? I'm a stupid dog. I'm like, Hebrew could still be that there's grease and it coagulates. And the man's like, no. It's this thing where it's, this whole system lays in the power of the wicked one. And then when you look in that pot and you see all them coagulations of grease, it don't matter if you even try to buy Hebrew National. Your hot dog is delicious. Hebrew National could be pretty good. You get all beef Nathans, This is the thing. maybe if you get a Sabretz, maybe you could cheat the devil if you get a Sabretz. I'm not sure. I doubt it, but there's a possibility you could cheat the devil if you get a Sabretz. Other than that, Nathan's, Hebrew National, doesn't matter. You're going to see coagulations of grease that tell you something's wrong. There's a bad wrong. That's how you know the whole system's lying in the power of the wicked one. The olives, the hot dogs, it just tells you there's a God. Because if there was a God, there'd be no grease. We'd all be eating olives with the pits in them. We'd all be, stone fruit individuals, whether it's the peaches, it's the plums, whatever it would be. That's how you know there's a God. Because when you try to go away from it, it's just a lost cause. You can't get success that way. The only way you can do is stick with God, and then you got a chance. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm a young, stupid dog. You could take it for what it's worth over here.